Welcome to Wednesday night's Paracrew Podcast show. How's everybody doing today, and how are you doing today, Squeakers?
Pretty good. Actually,
Right.
for once, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I hope everybody's day is going really smooth. If not, well, hopefully this show will cheer you all up a little bit or a lot. I don't know, but whatever the case is, I hope it makes y'all feel a little bit better. So, are you excited to bring on our special guest today that we
I
got
am. I'm
in the
excited
backstage?
to bring her on. I'm excited to find out what she's all about and what products she has out there to offer everybody. She's a pretty cool person, and I think everybody will enjoy talking with her.
I'm sure she's got as much questions just as much as we got questions for her. So let's not
Exactly.
keep her back. Let's not keep her in the back too long. Let's bring her up. Honey from Witch Wicks.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello. Thank
You
you for
guys ready
dropping
for the
by.
strawberry moon tonight?
Ooh, strawberry moon.
Yeah.
It's a full moon, guys. Look up.
I haven't. I was gonna look out last night and never got the chance to. I might do it tonight, but I don't know if I'll be able to see it or not.
Well, it's been
Just
cloudy,
tonight.
so we're hoping for breaking the clouds, get a little moonlight in here tonight.
Exactly.
So what brings you? I'm sure you got some questions for us, or you want us to ask some questions for you first.
Well, you guys lead the way. Go ahead and ask away, and I've definitely got a few questions for you too after.
Awesome. All right, I'll go ahead and ask a few questions. Oh, me and her anyway. But so I want to know uh what made you decide to make candles? What got you interested in making candles?
Well, I have a enchanting family, a long line of well, interesting types in my family. We have witches and readers, psychics, all sorts in our family bloodline. And we decided when I was a little kid to start making candles. My dad had made him since he was a teenager, and he introduced me to actually molding with sand and crafting with your hands, and how important it was to imbibe good intentions into everything that you do. And about 2 years ago, I lost my mom to cancer, and my dad and I had revisited the candles ideas, and we found out how many toxic chemicals are in most mass produced candles. So we decided to combine our witchy ways and a carcinogen free, safe way to enjoy them. And that brought us to Witch Wicks.
I definitely love all natural stuff. I don't believe in harsh substance and chemicals that would harm or hurt us. So I'm all about natural stuff. So with me, you definitely got my support 100% on naturals stuff. 100%.
Hmm.
Right. And it being soy, it's a renewable source, and we're not harming the bees that we're so dependent on. So it's got a lot of good things going into it.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I do have another question for you.
Fire away.
Uh, are you just doing candles only, or are you plan on expanding your company out with further stuff like oils or like
So we are
sprays or
in
something?
already. We've started our oils lines. We have anointing oils for altar work or for blessing your sacred space. We have body scrubs, sugar scrubs, anything pretty much salts, moon salts. We have a full line of stuff. It's going up on one item after another on our website currently. And we're branching out a lot. We're actually bringing in a lot of witchy wares for your home too. So you can bless your own home with some of our creative endeavors.
So it's not only to make your home smell good, but it also, you know, like you said, bless your home too and everything, and also cleanses the energy in the room. Correct?
Right. And we even do personal intention candles. So if someone has a particular situation that they're looking for something, a new baby or a new home or a new business, or maybe they're just trying to feel better themselves, if they have a specific thing that they want, we work with a group of enchanting people. One of my favorite people works with us regularly is American Indian descent, and she is a magic worker, and she just last night blessed a new batch of our moon water. So we have a pretty interesting group that we work with.
Ooh, that's cool. So you got now you're starting to launch more stuff besides candles.
Correct.
I definitely got to check out your stuff because I mean I've seen a little bit from your soft launch from a month ago, but I didn't know you started adding more stuff since then.
Right. Yeah,
That's cool. I definitely got to check that out, and you guys should definitely check it out. Links are in the description if you want to see more of her stuff on
and
her
I've
website.
noticed that you too are interested in that sort of thing. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I'm also
Yep.
in the, well, kind of similar where you're going to, but kind of like that, but maybe a little different. But I'm all natural. I like natural stuff too. I don't like harsh chemicals because I have sensitive skin and food allergies. So I do believe in all natural stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Squeaks, do you have any questions for her?
I do. What are some of your fragrant smells that you most commonly sell? Sorry.
No.
Well, that's a good
Just for Mother's Day, we had a fantastic trio line that went out. It was Maiden, Mother, and Crone. Each one of our Witch Wicks 13 cents, we have a core group of 13 cents. Of course, we have hundreds of other varieties that we can choose, mix and match. It's basically a build-a-bear for your intention candles. But in our core line of Witch Wicks 13, each of those individual scents is designed to invoke a particular spirit, a mood, a enchanted situation. One of our candles from that group, the Mother one, it has a warm cottagey smell. It has ripe plums and peaches, and it smells like a good
Oh,
evening in a warm Mother Witch's hobbit house.
yeah.
I think my
So
nose just twitched a little bit after
Grandma's
you
country
saying those
house.
smells.
that's just one of them in that line. And there's Maiden, which is an innocent, promising smell. It's light and full of ambition. And then, of course, the Mother one is rich and giving, and it sets a subtle tone for a very peaceful and loving environment. So we really try and create a scent that evokes a particular sensation.
That's cool. I like that a lot. And there's a lot of need for it because there's a lot of us that don't know how to make that kind of stuff. So the more we can have a local or even somebody that is organic place that has it done, the better because I know I'm not inclined to do that.
Well, it makes it easy. And when you have a variety of selection like that, you can go through and we all know where our soft spots are and where we could use a little booster. I mean, we have some that are energetic and inspire creativity. We have some that are passionate. Just depending on what you feel like you need a booster in, light the right candle.
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
And then we have the salts, and you can go and scrub off all the bad juju in a bathtub.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I wanted to ask you. So, most of us, or some of us, are like paranormal investigators, and we do investigate in haunted areas. And I think some of your products are maybe useful when when it comes to like, because we don't want any kind of like bad juju or attachment when we come
Yeah,
home.
Cleansing
And,
is so important, and we design our products with that in mind. People who are sensitive to these things generally want to avoid attachments and generally want to rinse off anything that's negative. And a good bath is a way to do that, especially if it's imbibed with crystals and salts and different herbs that are specifically put together for that purpose. So we offer those pre-mixed, and you can literally put your salts in the tub and relax. Let it win.
exactly. The one thing I wish that they had, and I don't know if anybody makes them, is like a shower, like just a liquid shower form of the salts.
Yes,
Yes,
we are
I'm
bringing out
looking for those.
protective salts, and I will get you the information on that.
Awesome.
We actually have a whole line of shower stuff coming out, even one of our unique items that we're in development right now. So you guys are getting a little sneak on this one.
ooh,
We're making these very interesting tablets that will slowly dissolve. You can hang them on a hook in your shower, and they will have the specific things. That way, every time you get into your shower, your experience is there. One of them that I'm really fond of because I do have a sensitivity to some pollens. We have one that has eucalyptus and spearmints
oh my
and
God,
Love eucalyptus.
I'm a
That's
use
sucker for
everything in
that.
the shower and rinse it away while you're taking your shower. You'll come out feeling less congested all the way around.
that's cool.
You
That's
had me at eucalyptus and mint there, honey.
You guys are gonna
My
love
mouth
it.
just dropped when you said that. I was like,
it really did.
So thanks for giving me the opportunity to introduce some of our stuff. I think we're going in a slightly different approach. We're keeping our mystical people in mind, and really, this is made for our witchy ways. And I mean, witch means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but to us, it just means that you're more sensitive to things, and everyone's magic is unique, and everybody's belief system is unique. And if we can incorporate as many of the elements into that, that will help us all as a unit.
Hmm.
Think about it.
And it's great to have that variety because everybody brings something different to their products, I believe. And I'm actually quite happy that yours is made. It's made with bees, bees honey, right? Or is it made with? How do you make yours again?
We use for our candles in particular, we use soy. We
Okay.
also have apiaries. We protect our bees. When we learned about how unclean their byproduct wax is and that it's loaded with carcinogens typically, especially with a lot of the dyes and things that people use, if you go to a mass produced candle, and we protected our bees. So we're making sure that all of ours are renewable resources. They're all soy wax products. All of our oils are all sourced from natural products that are renewable, pomegranate oils, grapeseed oils, things that are natural, things that are renewable, and things that are gentle on your skin.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. This is important. This is why I like you, because in people in the scent industry is very. It's people don't understand that
Oh,
people
we're
that are in this.
wired for it. That's it. Our olfactory sensories, they take us back to specific moments. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody has a sweater that belonged to somebody else.
exactly. But like I was saying, like people that are in the scent industry, they're very vital and important because we all across the world, people have some form of like anxiety or mm, like some sort of like something going on with their life or whatever, and they just need to wind down and calm down. And and I feel like what you're doing is you're contributing part to society, so people don't get into trouble or go
Right.
to jail or hurt somebody. And
Gives you a better
this is
outlet,
where you
and
come in.
yeah, it gives you a better outlet to be able to relax and be able to focus your energy on things that are positive.
Definitely.
Don't you agree, Squeaks?
I do. I have a few things I use for mine, and the fresh scent of laundry when it comes out of the dryer is one for me.
Oh
My
yeah,
grandmother
we
used to,
is a it's a humdinger with a fresh linen smell base that I'm
yeah,
pretty like. But this is the thing. My dad and I are running this company together. My dad is our chandelier. He is fantastic at what he does. He's done it years since he was a kid. And just the two of us run it. And what we run off of is our feedback from people who talk to us. So if there's something that you think would be inspirational in your life or provide you with some tranquility, please tell us. We would love to work with you guys.
You heard that, guys.
that would
You
be
heard
cool.
that. She's willing to hear y'all's input on this.
Let us know. I mean, we're a small company and we're customizing to specific needs. So, and if you have a specific need, please communicate that with us. We'll be happy to work with something to alleviate that.
And that's really cool for like and allergies. If people have different allergies to things, then they can actually go through and have a different variety to choose
Exactly.
from.
And often, some of our candle lines, especially our intention line, we use fresh herbs that are dried. We're sourcing a lot of our own herbs, and we're expanding right now. We're actually starting our own facility to source a lot of our own herbs. So that in itself gives us more control over our own environment, how it's handled, how it's treated, and how you receive it.
Oh my gosh, congratulations, honey. And
Yeah.
you came a long way from where you were when I first talked to you before
Right.
your soft lunch. I remember.
It's moving. It's coming along great. Thank you guys. We're getting a lot of positive,
Ooh.
a
Yep.
lot of support, and it's springboarding us forward, and we love you for it.
Well, I'm glad I can help, or all of us can help you in any way possible. I mean, I'm glad we're here for you.
Yep.
If you don't mind, I've got a question for you guys, and this one I'm gonna pitch at you first. I'm really curious. Um, I personally had some interactions where I had an olfactory experience in a paranormal setting. Have you encountered anything like that?
Not of well, on the outskirts, yes. Not really like an actual investigation on the inside. I don't know if you would think a bar would be considered one, but
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where you're inspired. I just wondered if ever there's a sin attached.
yeah, I have, and it was one of my first investigations that I actually went on, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever had to experience. Um, there was just a lot that went on, and then my old team split up right afterwards, so it's kind of a hard topic, but we ended up seeing a few things at the house, and I just won't ever forget it.
Well, sorry to touch that subject, but I was just curious if that's something that other people experience as well.
Yeah, I think I think um you know it's one of those things where I think that it just depends on the place and the area that you live at, but um I kind of am a magnet for things, so um and I'm just learning about a lot of this stuff, so I don't know how to really talk about it.
Well, I mean, a lot of it, I'm sure, is overwhelming experiences. Hard to articulate anyway.
Yeah, I think the one that really got to me was standing in the middle of the cemetery with our team and hearing Banshee.
What?
Yeah, it scared the crap out of all of us.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It was not something I wanted to experience, but we did, and we were like, okay, we're good to go.
Yeah, that's straight up terrifying.
Yeah, we didn't want to stick around.
That's definitely sit time.
Yeah, it was, and I knew we were going to probably come up with something um, when we were there because, and I say it that way because we were in the middle of the one of the oldest parts that held our military service.
Oh,
And so, and to me, that's kind of sacred. And I didn't really want to be there, but they wanted to kind of check it out, and that's where we heard it at. And so, it was just interesting.
What about you, Lurker? You ever smell anything funny?
I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to think. I don't think I didn't smell anything funny, but I did hear something similar to a banshee sound. I was at I live in San Antonio, Texas. I was at a park I wanted to go check out because I couldn't find any ideas to do an investigation or a video on. So I just went over there to the Juice Pavilion Park, and like not even like 8-9 minutes into it, I heard like a scream or ah!
That's
That made
crazy.
me jump. I literally just scared the crap out of me. I just like, what was that? Like, my flashlight. I was like, oh,
And especially like when it gets right beside you, you're like, what the heck? You're like, okay, wait a minute. There's nobody.
yeah. I had to breathe for a minute. I was just like, whoa.
Banshee.
There was nobody at the park. This was at 5 in the morning, like 5:09 in the morning. There's nobody there, like dead in the night.
Yep.
That would definitely do it for me. Yeah, I just kind of wondered because that's something that I experience fairly often is smells, and for me, they have certain associations. I think that's part of what drew me to this whole Witch Wicks project. When after my grandmother passed, I would occasionally catch these lingering smells of fresh bread, like honey buns and sticky things that I associated with being in her kitchen when I was a kid. So I kind of feel like she was around. And for most of my life, I've always had really positive scent sensations. But one time I did have a pretty terrifying one. Just moved into an old house, and it had a little bit of a history, but at that point I was not aware of this history. And there was this overwhelming smell of rotten meat.
Yeah. I
It
have smelled stuff like that before.
was overbearing, turn your stomach, solid smell. And it repeated itself. I wasn't the only person who was smelling this. We went on the all out mission. I lived in the country. We went to make sure that, vultures hadn't done, dropped some meat or something. We went on the all out mission, and it would occasionally walk through. And that went on for a few days. And a few other, pretty spectacular events went down where we knew that we had a problem in that house. And it was probably more than I was comfortable confronting. And
Mhm.
randomly, in the mail, I received this package. And this was probably the strangest thing in my life, is this, particular sequence. But I received this package, and it was stamped all over with international stamps. And some of the stamps on it had dated back almost 2 years when I finally really looked at the packaging. When I opened it up, it had a basic letter and several different languages, little notes added to it. And this particular box had passed through the hands of many spiritual people en route to me at an address that I'd only recently received, addressed with my name. And when I opened it,
Oh,
it had a bowl with salt in it. It had acorns in it. It had
uh-oh.
lavender. It had instructions for how to corner a house with bread over glasses of milk. All sorts of tips on how to handle this problem that
Oh,
I had.
wow.
That's kind
And
of creepy.
super creepy.
It's
I'm telling
looking
you,
kind of
super
cool, though.
creepy. And
Yeah, but it's still kind of
that
creepy.
all came right in the window of that weird smell thing. And that stirred up a whole lot of interest for me in protective energy and how to channel things away from the maybe don't want there, or maybe need to box up, or how to invoke certain moods and salts and smells and herbs. So it really contributed to, my projected path here. And I was, curious if other people had these like smell things. But thank you for sharing your banshee experiences. I hope I never have one.
I also
Oh, you don't want one.
no, you don't. Speaking of smells, because I didn't realize that's what you had. I'm hard of hearing, so I kind of didn't hear the very first beginning of it. My grandfather, I can tell when he comes around, and it's an interesting smell. And I thought I was the only one that could smell him when he comes around. But when my mom was alive, she said at one point that she could smell the same thing, and I feel bad for him because he always used to buy these jerky links, the sausage and jerky links,
Mhm.
out fishing. That's what he smells like, is the jerky and sauerkraut.
Good memory, though. Perfect.
I
Perfect.
know, but every so often now, if I smell that when I don't have it in the house, I'm like, Grandpa.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I really just wondered, if that was a common, other people had that experience. Thanks for sharing that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Smells are amazing. There's like all different types of smell. Some the strong smell like bold and strong, and others like sweet and tangy and mellow, and others just like ooh calming and earthly, and just oh my god, I just can't get enough of smells. I literally just love smells.
I'm that weirdo that you guys see in the park at 5:07 in the morning, not screaming, but with a fistful of old man's beard moss smelling it. That I
There
need
you
that.
go. You should make that a man's perfume or something, because that would probably smell pretty good, actually.
Yeah, well, add a little bit of beef jerky in that, we might have a number one hit.
Beef jerky. Oh yeah.
The man's candle.
Yep, exactly. There you go.
We do have a few particulars out that we've angled more towards. We've noticed the candle company is not sensitive to the gentlemen who enjoy candles in general. So we're trying to introduce a lot of things that maybe are less fragrantly fruity or floral. One that we have in specific is called Ronin, and it's about an enchanted woods forest experience.
Ooh.
We lead into that is something about how the His cape softly settled at his feet among the mossy stones as the wafting jasmine crossed from the pleasant field. Basically, that one's full of smoky tones, mosses, oak woods, and cedars, things of that nature that basically invoke old magic, a mystical place.
I just got weak in the knees when you said mossy, woodsy smell. I'm just like, oh, I got weak in the knees.
I like the smell like right after rain in the forest.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm in Florida, so we have a regular schedule of that hot, right after the smell, cooled smell, that ozone and
I think including in the morning time, when you're out camping and you smell it, and then there's that hint of bacon from everybody cooking.
a little bit of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are gonna give me way too many ideas.
Jealous?
There you go.
Some rain here?
Tell me again.
I said, bring some of the rain from Florida over here to Texas. We're dry and hot in the triple digits. We're melting.
Yeah, well, we're getting a little nervous. It's going to be you or us with this storm brewing in the Gulf here in the next little bit. Somebody will be getting a lot of moisture.
Mm-hmm.
We're dry.
All right, listen it your way.
Oh my god, this is great. I love where this is going already.
Well, a little bit of help never hurts.
Yep.
So what do you guys have coming up next?
Thank you.
I mean, as far as Squeakers, what you got going on? You got any more investigations coming up soon?
I do. We're trying to plan it as we speak. We wanted to do one this weekend and last weekend, but last weekend failed, and then this weekend we've got birthdays and Father's Days and celebrating a few things all at once, and we're like, well, crap. So I might have one coming up here in the next weekend, trying to get the group together and see how everybody meshes well. And it's going to be at my local spot, which is a 14-acre long cemetery. So there's actually two cemeteries in it.
Oh, that sounds nice and spooky.
Right?
Hopefully there'll be a encounters for you.
Yeah. His internet went down. Should be back on here real quick.
Yeah, maybe they didn't like talking about the graveyard.
Right?
As we see it coming, we're just going to give us a couple more minutes of downtime.
Oh, okay, I'm back. It got kicked off.
There's always something that goes on.
I just missed everything y'all two just said. It just kicked me right off.
That's okay.
Just let me in on a little bit of her adventures that she's trying to lay out. Holidays are getting in the way, and putting together a team to go and do another investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So another one I have is I can shoot you, I guess. Tell me about some of the tools. I mean, everything that I do is ethereal based, if you will, and I don't have much education on you guys. What you guys use when you go out. I've watched the standard ghost hunter shows and just like everybody else. But what do you guys like? What works for you?
I think it's different from how we investigate. I mean, what you see on TV isn't exactly how we do it. It's like completely different. It's not the way we do it. It's not all Hollywood. Like, it's more like we actually go out there with a bunch of different things and actually try different things to see if we actually get evidence or not. Or sometimes we'll try to see if it really is paranormal, and if it's not, we can debunk it and dismiss it. Not everything is always paranormal.
Well, no,
is what we're saying.
Some things you can, figure out exactly what it was, what went bump in the night. But I see that you guys have like some pretty effective sessions where you do come across things that go bump in the night, and it's pretty cool. I see a few of the gadgets you guys bust out every now and then, and kind of impressed.
Yeah, it's sometimes we get some stuff that we can't really explain, and we always, when it comes to paranormal investigation, we always make sure it's not like a wind causing a draft in the curtains to move, or the AC unit moving it, or a draft somewhere around the doorway that's making the curtains move. We try to like list off as much as we can before we can deduce it's something paranormal that we cannot explain. We don't want to just jump the gun. Oh, this is paranormal. That's paranormal. No, wait, that's paranormal.
You ever had anything that was just unlike everything else in a particular experience that stands out, that it wasn't, the standard things that you would encounter, something that's truly unique?
I'll leave that one to Squeaks first. I'm still trying to
He
remember.
knows my stories. So
I mean, the Banshees, that's pretty scary and unique. I'm still kind of stuck on that.
What was that?
I said I was stuck on that a little bit. Things that yell at me, I'm,
Oh, that's part of, I don't know if you want to call it an empath, because I know a lot of people don't call it that, but that's part of my empath gift that sometimes sends my anxiety through a loop, is when things scream at me, because then I know they want my attention and they need help.
Well, yeah, that makes, you're a clear beacon, obviously, for things that need that in the dark.
Yeah, I've had some pretty interesting things just pop out at me, and it's like, hi.
Whoa.
But one of the stories that sticks with me is when I was about, probably, I keep saying it's not when I was 10, it was when I was about maybe 13, 14, and we lived in a house by the river here in Spokane, and it was extremely haunted. And I'll never forget my mom screaming at me when I got home saying, "How did you get the gum on the ceiling to stick for that long?" And what it was she used to have a pack of gum and like a whole case of gum that she would hide from us kids. And she thought I had taken a pack to school with me, and I did not. And a wad, literally the size of my hand, dropped from the ceiling when she was home by herself. She went over, picked it up, and there were still teeth marks, and it was warm. And I'm like, Mom, how can it still be warm if I'm out and about with my friend for 3 hours?
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't the one that gave you that gift of ABC.
No. But that was the most interesting thing that I think that I've experienced that way. And then my Chirac used to move around in that house, a bunch of other things, and just interesting. And I think that was the place that actually got me into the paranormal.
Yeah, I can see that, like unexplained gum chewing would definitely catch my attention.
Yeah. My mom was pretty highly religious too, so it was like for her to come out and say, "What the heck?"
Yeah. Different light on things.
Yeah.
What about you, Lurker? What
Oh my God.
fired?
I wouldn't say anything out when I was investigating. I would say like when I had my previous apartment before the one I'm in right now. Sometimes I would go to sleep. There'd be times I'll hear like whispers say like "wake up" or have unknown like entity calling me by my name.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? I waked up. I was like, I know I'm the only one in my apartment. There can't be anybody else in there with me.
Yeah, and knows your name. That's
Yeah, this is before I started my
funky.
yeah, this is before I started paranormal investigating, before I started my whole YouTube thing.
Well, that
It
would
was
definitely
creepy.
Yeah, that would definitely make me want to do some more research. Just out of curiosity, did these things travel with you when you moved to your new apartment?
I have no idea at the time before I started paranormal investigating. Long story short, I had a very bad upbringing, and there was like a lot of negative energy. Let's just say it like that. And where I lived at, originally was in Leon Valley, Texas, where it was like a Native American land, and where all the cowboys travel back and forth. It was like a coach destination place where they rest and stuff, and then they go back out. Let's just say it like that. Maybe I had something I didn't know came with home with me, I guess. I don't know.
They can travel, and they can travel pretty far distance. I never used to think so, but I've had a few incidences where I can't explain it. Where it doesn't feel like my already here spirits in my home. So
One of these things is not like the others.
exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting, and when things are like that, I'm just wondering how
Thank you.
much things like salt would help in that situation. You know what I mean? Make a few boundaries for these things, you know?
Well, and that's just it because there's so many things on the internet and we don't know if it's true or if it isn't, or vice versa. Um, I still say look it up anyways because there's always some sort of information there that's going to be helpful and beneficial. Um, I do believe that black salt is one of those salts that will help with like the stronger ones. And I know there's the poltergeist and a few other things, but demons and stuff are very rare, so that's not something I touch base with a lot. Um, but I think lots of different salts and smells and oils and things like that do help, and including crystals.
Yeah.
And so I really, really like what you're doing. And I think it's awesome that you're using organic. And I'm definitely gonna be following you after this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, you're my people. And if you think of something, like you just mentioned that black salt is for specific, stronger entities or encounters. That's powerful knowledge to be able to share with other people. And if I can create a product with my dad for you guys that will aid you in that way, I'm about it. So thank
For
you for the
paranormal investigations. Yeah.
Hmm.
we'll go mix up the next cauldron.
Definitely, I would love to actually um, talk with you about a few things on that, and get your input
Yeah,
on a few things. Uh,
absolutely. I would love your input. I mean, you're the people who are vocal about this. There's a lot of us, and I was telling Lurker before, I was kind of a closet witch. People look at you funny, I'm one of
Oh
the
yeah.
spirited ones, and we have ones that are, have their own different, unique talents. So even, being different from a sibling was difficult. And now that people are a little bit more open-minded, becoming a little bit more aware of there being things beyond our reckoning, beyond our reasons and our current science. I mean, for a long time, the idea of a witch was synonymous with science, with medicine, with childcare, with childbirthing, famine, drought, predicting, oracling for wars. Those were the seers. Those were the go-to people. Those were us. And we need all the tools that we can get.
exactly, exactly, and Liquor and I use this word a lot. It's great to be unorthodox when it comes to this kind of work because having an open mind and basically all those open circles helps everybody.
Yeah. There's a lot that, I mean, when we share information like this, it opens up. It's a kind of a, super information highway that we haven't had access to before. And now we finally got an on-ramp and we're running with it. So the more people that we can, put in our convoy and pack up and relate to, I think that we have a better chance of understanding things that, before have maybe just been quieted.
Hmm.
I knew there was a reason why I found you on Instagram and started talking. I knew there was a reason for this. Everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
Indubitably.
It wasn't just coincidence. We found each other. We connect, and there you go.
There you go. Energy unites. That's the goal. So the more of us who come
Actually,
together, interact, the bigger and better and stronger, the more magnanimous we become, the brighter we shine, the more attention you attract. Fewer people will be afraid to be in the dark.
hmm
Parker, you just gave me an idea. We're gonna have to meet up after the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When
I like it
you give me
already. It's
ideas, I
making
roll
me
with it.
smile. So yeah,
Yeah.
you guys, I really appreciate your format and that you open this whole kettle up, if you will, There's so many different approaches. There's so many unique styles. There's so many
Yep.
different interpretations. And it's nice to be able to see and relate through other people's experiences. And I love you guys for that.
Thank you so much.
Same to you.
That
as
really
well.
means a lot to us. 100%.
Yeah.
You know, you have any other questions for us? And does anybody in the audience have a question for her?
Let's
If
hear
you
from
do,
some of
please
guys.
ask.
That's what's important. You're our people.
Hi, DNTV.
Hey, Drew. Okay. Well, I do have a question for you.
Oh, well,
As far as the business part of your business venture, are you staying within the state, or are you planning on expanding further out into the continent?
we actually ship nationwide already, but we right now are running out of 2 bases. We have a Florida base where I do a lot of our marketing, our editing, our media management from our campaigns and things like that. And then our actual production unit is based at Sylacauga, Alabama. It is in the foothills on a mountaintop. And quite honestly, it's in a dark basement where my dad sits and
Oh, hi,
works
sir.
and creates our fantastic products. So we're already physically located in 2 states, and we've shipped nationwide.
Oh my God! Already expanded that far.
That's awesome.
Another one of our interesting
Ooh.
is we started a Witchy Wandering Ways idea. And I, not too long ago, went out to Portland and experienced some of the wondrous places out there. The forests are enchanted. It is magical experience just to be there. But we actually went and explored some places. There's a witch's castle. It's a witch's house.
Ooh.
It's outside of Portland, and we went and explored there and gathered mosses and basically got the general vibe of it. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is traveling to different locations and helping people experience things that maybe we haven't had the opportunity to go see ourselves yet. And that way, you know, people have suggestions or places they'd like to see, we can work that into the plan.
100%.
But yeah, we're actually building a compound soon where we're going to be able to do not only this, but a lot of workshops where, you know, we can bring like-minded people together and experience what each other, you know, has to offer.
That's
wow,
awesome.
you're just full of surprises. You didn't even tell me all this stuff when you first did that soft launch. Wow. Well, there goes my gift for the night. Surprise.
Well, you guys, like, there's a lot that we can offer to each other. And, you know, I think that the format with being able to not only just have a product or something that I can sell, I want experiences that we can gain from. And our candles represent that. Our body oils, everything represents that. And as long as we stay true to that, I think we've got a lot of adventures ahead of us.
Exactly.
Yep.
But guys, we're gonna take a short little break. We're gonna play a commercial video, and then we're gonna play another video, and then we'll come back, ask a few more questions, discuss a few more topics with you, and then we'll call it a night. Okay.
Fantastic. See you in a
Sit
few.
back and relax and enjoy the little commercial we got. All right, we are back here. We're going to ask her a few more questions. We're going to get into a few more discussions and we'll end the show from there. So, Squeaks, do you have any questions for her?
I do. When was the first time you started getting into your business? That you knew you wanted to go down this road?
I'm going to tell you, it's been a journey to come to a decision on exactly how to present our concept. And about the last year and a half, we've been in development and doing our research and finding natural sources for things and, doing our quality research. So actual production of our products has been in the last 6 months, and our inventory has built itself. And we're, like I said, we're branching out and every day creating new things. The candles themselves, my dad and I started off with candles. Well, I started off with candles as a little kid with my dad's supervision, but he's been making candles since he was a teenager. So it comes from a long background and uh, basically a lot of research and trial and error to come up with an incredible product. And in the last 6 months, we've really brought it to the forefront and tried to interpret people's needs in this field, especially where you guys are uh, sensitive people, and encompass a lot of our research and our good intentions, truly, to help kind of fuel us where, sometimes we're a little shy and could use a little help. Every extra little bit of help you get is extra. It's been a journey, but it's really come to a culmination in the last few months. And in the last month, we have exploded. People are really interested in a lot of the ideas that we have to offer, and I think that something that maybe isn't easy to come by usually. So, being able to talk to people and find out exactly what people need—that's the most important next step for us. A lot of feedback, guys. Let us know.
Definitely.
For sure. Any chance you open up a Texas branch over there in Texas?
Well, you never know. We're really scouting for locations and also for field agents. I mean, there's other people who, like ourselves, have, very intricate experiences and can relay the ideas and needs to it and maybe convey the idea to local groups in other places. So for us to be able to go and visit places or have other, field associates basically who we work with on the regular, we're looking to branch out. We want to make the community stronger and to be a part of it.
I like that a lot. You couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
Go team.
Awesome. Amazing. But I have I have another question for you.
Mhm.
You said you were curious about the paranormal. What got you curious into the paranormal besides the TV shows? I'm curious, besides your experiences and stuff.
Well, there's a long line of that in my family. I remember waking up as a little kid, and I mean, like I said, I'm one of 10 kids. I'm the eldest. So it wasn't abnormal for there to be, somebody having a bad dream and maybe hear somebody whimper in another room, and you go and check on them and you fix their blanket and you move on. There were times when I would hear a crying and go and look for who it was, and everybody's snug as a bug in a rug. And eventually, I have a sister who's a few years younger than me. And one night I was up looking and she's like, "Where is it? Where is the baby?" And I knew somebody else heard it for the first time. So I went to my mother, who was very religious and very reluctant to discuss that sort of thing. And she said, "If you hear a baby and it's not one of ours, ignore it. If you see the man in that house, he's fine. Just pretend he's not there."
No?
I'm sorry. That was basically the same response from my family.
So then I go to my Nana, my grandmother, my mother's mother, who is the daughter of a tea leaf reader, a pretty well-renowned tea leaf reader. And I asked my Nana, "This is what I'm having going on." And she said, "Oh, sweetheart, there ain't no getting away from it. Just embrace it. Go ahead, and if you hear a baby crying, look for it if you want to. If you find it, see what you can do to help it." And that was pretty much the best advice that anybody could have given me, being a curious person and not sure if it was
Exactly.
in my head as a child. And now that I've, come to the terms that they're not. Other people experience these things. I've been in rooms where other people have reacted and moved out of a fuzzy ball of electricity that was akin to turning off an old tube TV. And I've watched them jump out of the way of it. So I know it's not just me. And I know that there's other people who can share these experiences too. And I think that more that we have platforms like yours and are able to discuss this, the more we have to gain from it.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. One more question from me, of course. Um, do you plan on joining an investigation with the
I would
teams or
love to. I have always wanted to go and experience something like that with other people who are more familiar. Um, but I've always been reluctant because, kind of like Squeaks was saying, I've been known to have been labeled as a magnet. And the weirdest things always happen when we're with you. And I'm like, "Oh, sorry guys, it's just that's what it is. So
Exactly.
either love me and all my weirdness, or you can, cower away in fear. Either way,
Yeah,
um,
you can take it either way.
it's just not going to change, and it's the things that I experience. So if you are interested in that sort of stuff, hanging out with me is kind of interesting. So I think it would be fantastic to have the ability to go and, you know, have an experience like that with people who know their way around a little bit better than I do.
oh, so you're open up to that idea then?
I am more than open up to it. I am
Ooh.
excited and hopeful that an opportunity presents itself like that.
And you said you live in Florida?
I do.
We got somebody out there in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, hook a sister witch up. I'm definitely down to make new contacts, and that would be a fantastic experience.
Definitely. I'll definitely hit her up for
We
sure.
also have our online interactive investigation, so you can join from your couch or your office or wherever you're at.
Hmm.
And
That
those
sounds
will be starting up more soon as well.
well. Definitely, you guys keep me in the loop for those, and I'll be following you closely because these are the things that I love, and I know that there's a lot more out there that I don't even know about yet. So I am very curious.
Exactly. And that's why I like doing the online interactive ones, because we are all different with how we take things in and put them out. And so I like hearing from everybody on their input of what something might be, even if they're skeptical.
Right?
Right, especially if they're skeptical. I mean, there's nothing better than a skeptic reacting.
Uh-huh. I've dealt with some crazies and stuff. had one. I had to look him straight in the face and be like, "What you're seeing is an actual spirit. How do you feel about that?"
How you doing? Guys, go ahead and get familiar real quick because that's the real deal.
Oh my god.
Here you go. Everybody gets a name tag. That's Casper,
Right?
Oh my god. Me. By the way, you're seeing this. If you see it, just document it. It's okay. You'll get used to it.
There's a lot of people that will be like, "No, that's not. No, no," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
You're standing there like,
it does not."
give it a minute.
Yeah, and I've been in a room where there's just been random energy moving through. That it wasn't us. Everybody was in a spirited mood. It was a bunch of college kids getting ready to go out on a Friday night, and we had a fuzz ball. I don't know how to explain that. Well, Texas, you'll know this. The heat off the asphalt, that rippling summertime rolling heat. And movement caught my eye from behind the group as we were slowly making our way to the door to depart from the apartments that we lived at the time. And the shifting energy shifted through people in the room, and people got out of its way. People moved, and they didn't know why.
I would love to have seen that.
And all I could see was heat vapor. That was it.
Wow.
Oh my, that's insane, man.
It was just a quick moment. It maybe lasted 4 to 5 seconds the entire time, but it shifted straight through everybody, avoided people like they were traffic cones, and shot off through the wall.
Wow.
Speaking of... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
Speaking of energy, do you feel like there are different elements? I'm guessing there are different elemental energies.
There's so many layers that are available. I mean, everything is networked energy. Everything. There's nothing solid. This is just slow moving energy. So, yeah, there's all levels of things that you can tap into or that can tap into you. You just have to be aware of what you're putting off.
One of mine I have to be careful of because every time I'm by like a body of water, if I'm too far out, I freak out. Like I can't, if seaweed touches my feet, I can't do it.
If I were you, I would be so curious about maybe exploring a past life type thing and see if maybe you had somewhere, energy that experienced something terrifying with water.
Oh.
Well, and I've had many, many dreams where I'm lost in the forest and then I hit water and it's like, it's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, well,
it's crazy.
Maybe got a little energy work on that and see if anybody can help you walk your way backwards and see where that came from.
I guess I will. That's interesting.
Worst case scenario, you're like, man, that didn't work either, and just water.
True.
You're wonderful every day.
Very true.
I will ask you this though, honey. I'm sure you believe in dreams too, and what they mean and symbolize.
How our mind processes your input.
Yeah, I want to tell you about what I dreamed about, or I guess it appeared in my dream or whatever. It was a dream that I saw. Like I was in Egypt. I looked up. I saw like a big golden feather shooting up into the sun, and everything got like super bright. And then it skipped over to the next one where I saw this Egyptian god shooting an arrow to another city in Egypt. And I guess there was like an avatar there overseeing everything in another city in Egypt. I don't know what that means, and I don't know if you can interpret that.
Well, I'm not sure that anyone can interpret another person's dreams, but the imagery and the thoughts that it evokes with me, your experience and your dreams. I'm a huge fan of ancient cultures, how energy was processed, how people worshipped, what they saw that may have been, to them otherworldly. Obviously, clearly, they were experiencing something that they didn't know how to explain. Maybe things like leaves in the sky are symbolic of things that are technologies that we didn't understand. I mean, a feather that goes towards light, something that flies, a vessel, a deity that has the ability to catapult their specific idea or power or energy, uh, might have something to do with it. Maybe it's just an old magic where some ancient continuing force, something that you can relate to, something where energy is propelling forward. That's what I would get out of the strength of feathers and mobility in the sky. I mean, I'm sure
Oh, so
maybe it's an
gotcha. It's
old knowledge. Who
maybe
knows?
it's something like maybe it's like something they're speaking to me, or maybe it's something that I'm connected to. It's hard to explain.
Well, if there's a feeling of connection, then you're connected. So explore it further. If you're not into lucid dreaming, read up on that. Lucid dreaming is a real thing. You can direct you're in control. Your mind is a Bob Ross painting. You're the artist. Go and
I
explore
I
it.
like how she
agree.
said that.
That was a good interpretation of that dream. I appreciate your input on this. Now it gave me more of an insight into better understanding what it kind of means.
Well, that internal dialogue for you, I mean, the more you go into it, it's the same as everything. The further you go in, the bigger it gets. So, maybe just try drawing it out, writing it out, put down your images, see, get on Google, do a Google lens of your imagery, see if it brings up anything else.
Now it questions my lineage in my bloodline too, because my
Ah,
bloodline and lineage is unknown, 100%.
interesting. Starseed. Yep, could be that part of that ancient
Yeah,
line. I mean, world round, cross culturally, there are specific things that come up in iconography, specific images, uh, flying vessels, golden birds. I mean, we have the little Peruvian 1/10 scale models that, given a rudder, fly perfectly when reproduced at a larger scale. We have images of people who, perfect example, cross culture. Almost any deity that you've ever seen in any culture, I don't care if it's Buddhist, Christian, American Indian, there's a halo of some sort of light
I noticed
emanating,
that.
and that is cross cultural. It doesn't matter if we're talking about Mesopotamia, it doesn't matter if we're talking about Peru or the Chaco civilization out in Colorado. You can check it in pretty much any religion you go across it, those people emanate light. So are those enlightened people,
Wow, you're
or are those people who were able to transcend information? I mean, but across cultures, you'll see that halo. So maybe go back and look at your imagery from your dreams and see if there's something like that that clicks. It's a good start point.
definitely. You seem very knowledgeable. I mean, you're not just talking babble. I mean, you definitely are pretty knowledgeable in
Well,
some
I
things
grew
right
up on
there.
reading Rainbow, and I can fly twice as high.
And
So
with that, I'm guessing you're in your 30s.
I am a little bit older than that. But yeah, so
Well,
reading
you look
Rainbow,
good.
knowledge is power. You. Yeah, read. I read all the time. If I'm not reading, I am a blabbermouth interacting way too fluidly for most people's comfort. But I am really picking everybody's brains every second I can. The more knowledge that I can acquire, the more I can funnel it down into something that is presentable. And for me, I'm a storyteller. I like to take imagery and thoughts and convey them. It gives me an artistic outlet. I paint, I sculpt, I do things of that nature. But I find with my own personal energy, interaction is where my art is. So for me to be able to digest other people's experiences or their take on my experiences, that's invaluable.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, wow. I really appreciate your input on as far as dream perception, on
Well, I'm
what
by
it
no
means and
means
everything,
a
and
professional
sharing
dream
your
reader or
what you
anything of
know
that
on
nature.
this podcast. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I mean, this
Uh,
has been really interesting. There's a lot that I have to learn, and you guys have opened up a few doors for me, and I'm really excited about what's next.
Well, join our Paracrew group on Facebook, and we'll open you up a lot more. We've got a lot of ideas coming forward, and a lot more just different things for people to explore. This year's gonna be. We said it in January 1st. This year's gonna be full of greatness, and even though we've had some bumps in the road, we are moving forward and getting it done.
Well, I find that the ride down on the roller coaster, that's the thrilling part, is always preceded by the little
Yep.
bumps in the road.
Yep.
So, buckle up,
Exactly.
guys. This is your year.
Yep. We
And by
want
the
to.
way,
right.
love you guys'
Exactly.
name. I really love it. I know that you've had to adjust a few things here and there, but I love the name.
Thank you.
Paracrew, that pretty
Thank
much
you,
sums.
guys. Mm-hmm. And we're not just your typical podcast because we don't want you to feel like you're uncomfortable. We're not scripted. This is totally unscripted. It's more like a hangout. So we want you to feel comfortable and be
I'm always
genuine and
screwing up
authentic.
over my words.
Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't quite sure how, the layout, the format of this would go. And this has been a really relaxed experience and really nice to meet you guys. Glad to have a couple new friends here. And a lot of new friends, guys, like give us feedback, give these guys feedback. Let us know. Let us know what I can do, what they can do, what you guys are interested in. Feedback's where it's at. Comment, like, share. Let these guys.
Oh, I have a super duper idea that Lurker kind of made me think of. So, um, yeah, we're gonna hopefully have a really good talk after this.
I'm excited about that too. Guys, like the eye widening opportunity for me to be able to, have an opportunity to put my ideas out. But even bigger, I'm really appreciative, having the door open to a community of people like this. So thank you guys for that.
You're welcome, and we're really proud to have you on our show. And again, thank you, and thank you, Lurker, for being in contact with her.
Yeah, he's a bloodhound, boy. If you
I
sniffed me out of Instagram, thank you, because we're new on the block and we're developing new stuff every day. And to have caught your attention wasn't an accident, not a coincidence. Thank you.
Gonna have to
nope.
use a sniffer more
It
often.
was everything happens for a reason, and I will tell the audience this: if you feel like you're about to talk to somebody or meet someone, go with it because you never know. It can connect to great things, just like I'm connecting with Honey on this one. It bloomed into a beautiful flower, like amazing
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
friendship we got. It's amazing. I love it.
And really gift from the spirits, because prior to that, you never heard of me. And that's how energy works. Once you start putting out good stuff, it attracts more good stuff. And we're just going to be a big old fat conglomeration of goodness eventually.
Yep, a big old family.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the
Well,
things I appreciate the most because back in our day, we didn't have Google. We didn't have all these
hmm
support systems we could go to. I mean, it was far and few. And
Yeah.
when
I
you grow
mean,
up in religious families, it's really hard.
it definitely is a different upbringing than a lot of people are having now. We grew up with sticks and rocks, and you go in the woods and build forts. Um, the great part about that is we have full mobility of our thumbs at our ripe old age. I'm hoping that this generation finds some great outdoors and finds some experiences and things that inspire wonder, and get out and do some stuff like we are.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna ask you this: are you down for a part two?
Absolutely, guys. This has been really fun.
That's awesome.
So you're down for a part two? I'll definitely pencil you in and all that good stuff. We'll
Yeah, just
be
keep me
good to go
posted. Let
from
me
there.
know. I would love the opportunity to come back and find out some more wonderful things from you guys.
Definitely. Once we get this part two established, we'll find out what you've been up to this past few months and see where you're at with everything and new experiences you might have had or something you tried out. Who knows, right?
I've got an exciting adventure coming up, so I'll keep you posted. Like I said, I'm doing some wandering out in Talladega National Forest coming up soon. So I'm researching a bunch of places out there and a unique community there. So yeah, maybe it's some stuff we can collab on and you know see where it takes us.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I'll be hitting you up definitely on that for sure, honey, for sure.
I look
Um,
forward.
Thank you for coming on the show and showing your support and love for the podcast, and especially for the audience out there. Thank you for showing her, honey, aka CEO of Witch-Wix. Uh, don't forget to check out her products. Links are in the description. Please go check her out. Show your love and support again for her. She's an amazing person, and she's
You're
doing great things in the scent industry and helping us calm down from smells because we all love smells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for, introducing this idea. It's not, maybe it's not like the first thing that comes to people's mind, that scent can affect you like that, but we need all the wraps and comforts that we can get. It's been trying times for a long time for a lot of people. So I'm happy to be just a little bit of relief.
It's kind of
Witch
like
Wicks, this is a fantastic opportunity for us to put, our ideas and our love out there with good intentions and then a source that's, easy to deal with. Little bite-sized pieces, candles, wax melts, body oils, things of that nature, salt scrubs. We even do protective salts. Things for your altar. We're bringing in a custom broom line, so we will literally have things so you can sweep
yes.
away your
Ooh,
worry. So yeah, we're doing big.
Ooh. Are you going through the broom shack in Canada?
We've checked into a lot of stuff, but like I
I guess you
said,
can't probably give that away, huh?
we have a witch plan, and we're pretty uniquely talented. So we're interfacing all of our expertise and to a few very select products and hoping that they're appreciated as much as we hope get
Nice.
and get the ideas that are important to us out there and see how people react to them and what they can add to it and how we can help each other straighten up.
definitely. Well, thank you for coming by the show. We really appreciate it again for showing your love and support to the podcast and everybody. What we represent here in the group in the podcast as well.
Big love,
Don't go
guys.
anywhere. Hang out in the
Thank
backstage.
you.
Right. Don't go nowhere. Hang out in the backstage. Oh, we'll talk afterwards.
Right on, I'll be here. You guys.
Anyway, so that was an interesting show tonight. Oh wow, she has all kinds of stuff for not just she made just candles, but she made all sorts of stuff, and she definitely wants to hear everybody's input and ideas for so she can listen to people's suggestions on how she can cater to everyone. That's nice. That's amazing. What do you think, Squeaks?
I'm excited, and what I'm about to say backstage is gonna bring a whole new ball game, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't. And I apologize. I'm like really weird right now for some reason. My eyeballs feel like they're gonna float off my head. But yeah, I think
It
this
was
was
definitely a nice show.
yep a start to a beautiful friendship, and yeah, thank you for bringing her on.
Oh, you're welcome. And don't worry, she's going to be sticking around for a part two, possibly a part three. Wink, wink. you know? But, anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and call this a night. We're going to go ahead and close out this show for tonight. It's been an interesting night with this show, and I'm glad that I found her and everything. So I can't wait to speak with her more and work with her more on everything. Please, guys, again, last time, please go check out her products. Links are in the description, and just show her a lot of love and support for her. She's doing great things in this community. Squeeze, you got anything to say before we close the show?
Well, as always, happy hauntings and thank you for joining us. Yes, I stole that.
I'd like to thank the audience. Nah, it's okay. You're good, Squeaks. Anyways, thank you to the audience that came out here to always show their support and love to us in the show. I know Matt's been kind of absent, but he kind of just duped the thing on us. So now we're kind of like in charge of Wednesday's show. So again, thank you guys for still continuing to support and show your love for our show, even though it's unpredictable and we have a bunch of technical difficulties, blah, blah, blah. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. We're going to close this off for tonight. So what was that saying again? Say it one more time, Squeaks.
Happy hauntings. Y'all come back now.
Happy hauntings.
No, I'm really aging myself.